Syracuse, I know, had that run in the first half where they opened up whatever the lead was for you went on your run at the end. What was it in particular that they did that kind of left the door open? Where you only had the 9 points and they were able to claw back there before half to get it within 10.
I mean, they were disruptive. We needed to be tougher with the ball. They had 32 points in the first half. 17 was off of our mistakes. We top 20 in the country in ball care. So it was very uncharacteristic. Take care of the ball. That team probably got 18 points in the first half. And so, just very uncharacteristic for us, disappointing. But give Syracuse credit. They were pressuring. They were active. They forced us into some mistakes, and they made us pay.
Jack?
Hey, Coach. So Jaden Zachary, Quinn Post, both held scoreless, 0 for 11 combined. What was Syracuse kind of able to do to kind of disrupt their rhythm and take them out of the game?
I mean, I guess they were very physical with them. I'm gonna watch the film tonight, but I guess they were very physical with them. Again, that's very uncharacteristic. Jay-Z and Quentin Post been with me for 3 years. That's never happened in 100 games. So 78, 80 games, how many games they've been together. But so, they were physical. They were active. They were long. And, they had 6 days to get ready for us with the bye week. And I guess they had a good plan because they disrupted us and make us look like a team that couldn't take care of the ball, and so got to give Syracuse some credit. Their athleticism bothered us, but it's just disappointing because it was so uncharacteristic.
Maria?
And then kind of on that same note, how does that kind of team dynamic and that leadership and that responsibility kind of shift when you're not getting that usual production out of them?
Well, it shifted. I went to the bench. Quentin Post was in foul trouble a lot. It shifted. I went to the bench. I used the bench, put those guys in the game. I was searching. Things wasn't going good for us. And, you're always going to have one. You're probably going to have 1 or 2 games a year where it's just not good, right? And you're searching and you're trying to figure out what combinations to put in the game, who can help you, who could, take care of the ball. And we found a combination of guys, and it was our complete second unit. And they took the lead, with 2 minutes to go after being down 17 or 18. So, give those guys credit for coming off the bench, typically not playing as many minutes as they want, and then going out tonight and really taking the game from 19 and getting it to 1 as opposed to letting the game get out of hand and get to 25 or 26. So I was proud of those guys, coming in and helping us.
Dan?
Coach, kind of alongside that, when you were making that comeback and cutting into that lead and then eventually taking the lead, it seemed like the inside shots, the mid-ranges were kind of there a little bit more than they might have been earlier in the game. Was there anything that your bench guys, your reserve guys were doing differently that allowed them to be able to do that and be able to work it a little bit better down low for boards and higher percentage shots?
No, they just did a better job of taking care of the ball. That was it. Some of the reason why they brought the lead back was just not offense. It was just they took care of the ball, so Syracuse wasn't scoring. So really was it the defense. It was keeping them out of transition, boxing them out, making them take tough shots, shrinking the floor. But when you turn it over, they fast and athletic, and so they can go convert. So I think the second unit, they just executed a little bit better, was tougher with the ball, and therefore they kept Syracuse out of transition. That's the only difference between, kind of what we looked like early in the game to where in the middle of the game, I thought that second unit just did a better job of taking care of the ball, keeping them out of transition and boxing out and executing, But you got to take care of the ball to execute. And I thought they did a good job of that.
Brett?
Hey, Coach. So Prince had a better second half last game, and then he had a pretty productive game in this one. Is there something that the coaching staff is doing overall just to kind of get him better looks on the offensive side?
Not a ton, not a ton. We run a few plays for him. He was just more aggressive, just more aggressive, attacking the basket. Got a few more attempts. So it was pretty consistent. He played 26 minutes. That's his normal number. You know, he was 4 for 7. I think the only thing he did different was he had 7 rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds. He was more active. And so he had 7 attempts as opposed to maybe 5 attempts that he get in most games. So, you know, so it was good to see him, you know, have that type of performance. 10 and 7 is like a really good game for him. You know, if he can do that more consistently, that'll really help us, you know, as we go through this conference, these conference games.
Jack?
Coach, so how do you think you guys perform defensively? Because Syracuse, they're kind of known for their backcourt with between Mintz and Starling, but tonight's kind of their front court between Brown and Chris Bell having 19 and 20 piece. So what did you think of how you guys executed on the defensive end?
I mean, I thought we were really good defensively, with the exception of a couple of things. You know, you got to look at points off of our turnovers. And again, before the night, we were 20 in the country and taking care of the ball out of 351. So again, they had in the first half, 17 of their 32 was off of our mistakes. So that wasn't our defense, that was our offense. Ball care, ball toughness. So I think that was a big deal. And then obviously the free throw line, they really beat us at the free throw line. It was a physical game. They got a lot more calls than we did. They shot 23, we shot 4. That's a big number. So we didn't guard without fouling at the level we needed to. We gave up those early points off of turnovers. But if you take some of that out, that would have been a 60-point game for them. You know, so, you know, they wasn't all negative. There were a lot of positives. We got plenty of time to watch this film, try to figure out how we can get better from the mistakes we made tonight.
All right, Dan, last one.
Coach, Syracuse, I know used to run that 2-3 zone, like straight 2-3, and now they've switched to the man-to-man. Do they still kind of retain some of the characteristics of what you expect out of a Syracuse team, or is this just a completely different look as you were kind of
different schemes, but same athletes. You know, same speed, same length, same athleticism, a bunch of guys that are athletic and quick. So that's the same is what I've experienced over the last 15 years of playing against them. But you know, they don't play the 2-3 zone. But they got the same athletes. And so obviously first time playing them, you know, we thought we knew exactly how to simulate what they try to do on defense. But it shocked us. You know, they knocked our ball loose and stole it and, you know, they did some athletic things and it really hurt us.